My parents suddenly came back into my life when someone lied to them, saying I'd married my rich boss. So I played along and gave them a lesson. I'm 27. I work as a financial consultant in a big company, and I haven't spoken to my parents in 8 years. I've got an older sister, Celeste. She's 34, happily married, raising 2 kids. We talk every now and then, but we're not really close sisters. When I was 19, something happened that made me cut off my parents for good. The thing is, my parents are devout Catholics. They take their faith extremely seriously. Since we were little, my sister and I were expected to strictly follow the religious rules and live completely by those values. Instead of sending us to regular schools, they decided to homeschool us. They thought the local schools didn't fit their views, so they took our education into their own hands. My parents had a very clear picture of what our future should look like, and they put huge pressure on us to choose one of 2 paths: either become mothers of many children or join a convent. In their eyes, those were the only options acceptable for us, the only ones that matched their community's traditions. My sister, who's 7 years older than me, never dated, lived at home until she got married. Hardly ever left our neighborhood, like she rarely went farther than 15 kilometers, and barely took part in community life. No surprise, she was their favorite. When she was 22, my parents arranged her marriage to Matthew, the son of my dad's friend. At the wedding, they nitpicked everything from the readings to the order of the Mass, even though the ceremony was led by an ordained priest. Luckily for my sister, Matthew turned out to be a great guy, and now Celeste has a good life and wonderful kids. Watching her get married so young made me realize I wanted something totally different for myself. Maybe she was fine with it, but I wasn't about to follow that traditional path. I was a young woman full of dreams, ambition, and a hunger for independence. I wanted to build a career, travel, see the world. But my vision of life was in direct conflict with what my parents thought was right. After finishing school, I really wanted to go to college. Even though they flat out said no, I applied to one of the best colleges in our area and was over the moon when I got a full scholarship. But when I told my parents about it, they lost their minds. My dad threw a fit. He was yelling. His words were full of judgment and disappointment. My mom just refused to even look at me. They couldn't understand why I wanted an education, because in their eyes, I was supposed to stick to the plan they built for me. It was heartbreaking, watching the people closest to me react with so much anger to my dream of studying. The fallout from that fight was serious. It became the start of a growing rift between me and my parents that lasted for years. It was obvious my dreams were nothing like their idea of what my life should be. That moment was the turning point where our relationship really started to fall apart.